Good morning, traders, and this is your Aussie day trade setup for today. So yesterday we ended up with a bit of a green bar. I think let's just make sure that I don't have any nonsense data in this chart before we continue. And we do have a little bit, not much actually. There was the close right over there. Okay, so that should be fairly close to where we are. Okay, cool. So we get down well over 1,300 odd points, found some support, and then some of the buyers stepped in. So I'm still of the opinion that this is just a retracement. This is the level I'm looking for. So I'm looking for retracement to this level, and then looking for an opportunity to get in short, moving back to the downside. So there are a couple of levels to the downside that we needed to watch, and this fractal here was one of them. You can see there's a lot of interaction here. And remember, if you go left, you can see there's a lot of interaction between these two levels, okay? Right the way through for a number of years. Okay, so those are the two levels that I was watching anyway. The bottom level was tagged. You can see we've sort of almost tagged it. There's tail, tail, tail. There's tails, so it's been rejected there. Use this resistance. Use this resistance there. Use the support here, but then down. Use this resistance. Use the support. So there's two chains of thoughts here. So the first one is we've come down to test this breakout, and it's been successful. Green bar off it, and we would expect another green bar at the upside. Trouble for me is that we've broken through this 45,968. That is the trouble area for me. Okay, so there you can see what I'm referring to. There's been 3 attempts at getting through this level. We used it as support here on the low time frames. Gapped up, sort of gapped up here. Had a whole week above this gap. We've come down. Technically, we've kind of closed the gap, but we've left down the gap here. There's opened up a island reversal. Okay, now the island reversal is fairly simple. This is pretty much, there's my island. So that's where the market closed. Okay, so from where the market closed to where the market opened or touched last week is a gap. Okay, a lot of people say it's not a gap because it closed the top of the bar. Point is, price closed down here. In my book, that's a gap. Okay, and then we've gapped down and we've had a whole day below that gap and haven't closed the gap. So that normally for me validates a island reversal, which gives me a target around this area here. And if I look to the left, there's a little bit of interaction here and sort of a bit of a level sitting there. So that's the area that I would look at, and it also lines up with the 3-hour 200 EMA. Okay, so we have 3 levels at the moment, and there are multiple smaller levels in amongst this here. So every fractal pretty much is a level. You can see there's use this resistance there, use the support there, use this resistance, use the support. Okay, so it's up and down through this level. So that's another significant area there, pretty much where we turned on the low time frames. So plan of action for me at the moment is still looking for shorts. The trend is currently down on the 1 hour. So bear in mind, there are multiple time frames, multiple trends. Okay, so if we look at the 3 hour, we have a downward trend. Moving averages have crossed over. We do have a bit of a grouping here of the stochastics, and the stock MACD is also, so it's not quite in an area where I need to be worried just yet, but it is getting there, and that's on the 3 hour. So there could be a bit of a pullback, form a double bottom, and then an opportunity to get higher. And what that would do is give us a higher low of the previous move. Fibonacci on that, you'll probably find we are at a Fibonacci level just below the 61.8. Okay, so multiple scenarios here. The first one is that we have broken through major levels here and we find some resistance and we continue moving to the downside. Second option is that this is just a pullback in the bullish trend, and what we're looking for is a double bottom to play out here and move to the upside. So there's too much indecision for my likings at the moment, and I just want to come down to a 15-minute just to see if there's something else we can see. Could be start of a range as well. We did have a micro double bottom there. You can see a pin bar off a level, engulfing back inside bar off a level, and then we trended to the upside. So that was pretty much a long entry at that stage. I'm kind of in two minds, I think. I don't have a view either way, so I suppose you could say that I'm fairly neutral right now. The reality of the situation right now is that this is a move down. I am looking for a retest of a level, and the most logical one for me at the moment is this 45,368. If price can get back to this area and reject it, then I'm looking for a rejection similar to what we see here. Let's just zoom back in so we can see the price action. So either a pin bar like that, or a indecision bar, or a inside bar, or a engulfing bar. Some sort of price action off a level is what I'm looking for. Okay, so if we do continue to the upside, then this, I'm just going to fine tune this a little bit. This area right here, 45,632, if we break above that, your next target is pretty much 45,968, and that's the area that I'd be wanting to watch. If we sort of form some bearish price action at that level, then I would look for a move back to the downside. The challenge that I have with this setup right now is both these levels are fairly significant, and obviously there's an even more significant level all the way up there as well. And the looks of things, that is a Fibonacci level, or fairly close to a Fibonacci level, right between the 50 and the 61.8. So this area here, 46,247, is another area that I'd be watching. So in a nutshell, what are we looking to happen here? So I've had a trend reversal of this previous trend. It has come back into an area of support, and they have found support. So buyers have come into the market here. We are looking for one of two things: either a lower high, in other words, a retracement into one of these three levels, and they are quite far apart. I suppose that's what makes it a little bit complicated right now. It's 600 odd points apart. So what I'm looking for today is to see any price action off these levels, and I'm not looking for it late in the afternoon. I'm looking for it probably in the first 2 to 3 hours of this morning session, for price to find a level, reject it, give me the opportunity to be short, and then down. Why am I saying short? Well, this was the trend to the upside. As far as I'm concerned, this is a reversal on the 4 hour, it's a reversal on the 3 hour, and daily is still an upward trend. And you can see how we bounce off the 150. And if I look at the daily oscillators, they're all grouping to a point saying, be careful, there is a level here you need to watch out for. So we have broken through multiple levels. Now the question is whether we're going to test that breakout, and that's basically what I'm looking for. So if 45,632 is a level that we're testing, so be it. In other words, that means I'd expect some sort of a flattish open, and I just want to check my, there we go. Investing.com was down for maintenance. I just want to check on a few things here quickly. So the first thing I'm looking for is Tencent. Tencent is up 0.97%. Hang Seng is up 1%. And Crude oil is up 7% at the moment. And the next thing we want is a rand dollar. Rand dollar is fairly weaker, or the dollar is fairly weaker at 18.48. That's down 0.4%. And the futures market right now is down. Nope, they're up. So the Dow is up it's flat. It's 0.11%. S&P is up 0.7%, and 10 cents up 1.17%. So by the looks of things, we're looking for a move back to the upside this morning. So probably a gap up, and then we're looking for some form of a level. So as there's so much going on at the moment, I don't think I want to be looking at this. I think this level here, 46,247, is the area I'm looking for. If we can get back to that level and reject it, then I would be on the 15-minute chart. Probably just watch it on the 15 or the 5-minute to see what price action I see at that level. And if I do get any form of bearish price action, there will be a short there with, again, the 600-point stop loss, which doesn't really attract me that much. So we're going to have to wait and see. I'm not entirely convinced either way. So I think for this market, for a decent swing, you're looking for something like this to get in off a level and just to be able to hold it for a couple of days. You can get going. I don't see any opportunity for that at the moment. There is possibly some opportunities for a few scalps. So if you look at the 5-minute, you can see here, if we just run through the price action yesterday, first hour of trading, probably more than the first hour of trading. First 160 odd minutes. So first hour and a half or so of trading. 2.5 hours, sorry, first 2.5 hours of trading. And then we got the breakthrough, moving average crossover the breakthrough, pullback to come and test the breakout, and then we started moving away. Okay, so now that's one way of looking at this on a lower time frame, just use your moving averages. As soon as you get the crossover, look for the higher high. You can see there's my rejection off, well, not quite a rejection, but it is a engulfing pattern there on a level. And there's your higher high in, stop below there, and you had a fairly good trade to the upside. So I suspect we're going to gap up again, and more than likely target these two levels to the upside. So these are the areas that I'm looking for. So if you just go to the 15 and give you an idea. So the trend is up on the 15. We've had a bit of a pullback, could be a bit of a flag here, and you're looking for a second move to the upside. That second move could be this one here, okay, which takes us to the 150 EMA, or it could be this one here. I somehow doubt that though, which would take us back to that level there. Okay, so I'm watching 49,968, sorry, not 49, that's 45,968, and I'm also watching 46,247. Those are the two areas I'm interested in to see whether we get a rejection off there. If we get a rejection off there, then I'm looking for a move to the downside. I'm looking to get in short. In the interim, this morning, there is a potential to look at it this way, that this is a pullback of this previous move. So the trend was up. It has reversed. We haven't had a retest of the reversal. Retest of one of these levels would be a retest of the reversal. So the other way of looking at this is this was the pullback and we need another move to the upside. And that one on the high time frames, let me just get this here. That would take us, provided we break above the high here, all the way back to 48,609. And Just want to go look to see what's there. There's a little bit of interaction there. Nothing. I suppose there's quite a bit of interaction here. You can see all this this chaos at that level there. So yeah, okay. So that's probably the two scenarios that we have playing out at the moment. So if we just look at this over a longer period of time, so from the lows of last month, lows of March. If we look from the lows of March, we can see that we've moved up, we've gone in sideways for a bit, we've broken out the sideways, we've come back into this area. We are above the 150 on the 3 hour at the moment, 150 EMA, here it is here. Okay, so there is merit to trade this to the upside, looking for a 48,609 target, provided we get above, let's just put a level in there, provided we get above 47,554. Okay, so there is merit to play along here, and there is also merit to look for a rejection of 46,247 or 43,968 for a move to the downside. Okay, last thing I just want to do is look at the weekly, and you can see a measured move here takes us to the weekly 150 EMA, and look to the left, there's a lot of resistance at that level. Okay, where we currently are now, we're sort of stuck in this area here and this area here. So there's a lot of resistance here in these top two levels as well. Okay, so there's quite a bit of work for the bulls here to get through. So they're going to have to get through both of these levels, which are fairly significant. So it's 45,968 and also 46,247. So those are the areas that I'm watching. So if there are opportunities for longs, that's, I'm afraid, is what your target areas are going to have to be. So we're probably going to gap up more than likely. It would be nice to see us pull back, close the gap, and then move to the upside, give you a good 400 points to the first level. Alternatively, we're going to have another massive gap up straight into this area of resistance here, and then sort of do what we did today, this massive range day. Okay, so we have a number of different scenarios. I think I'm neutral on this. I would like to see what transpires up here. I want to see what happens at 46,247. If that level holds, then this is just a retracement of this potential trend reversal. That'll create a lower high, and that's going to give me an opportunity to downside. If this level breaks and comes back and we find support at that level, then I think I'll become bullish. And then what I'll be doing is looking for, firstly, 47,554, and then I'll be looking for 48,609. Okay, so let me just change this, because what I'm doing now is pretty much for myself. Can't see that, so that I know what we're looking for. I just want to change the color so it is something I need to pay attention to. Okay, so that's kind of my plan for today. We'll see what happens. Probably more than likely gap up. Watch this area with a little bit of interest, 45,968, but I'm more interested in this area here of 46,247. 46,247 to me, it just seems like a little bit of a better area to watch. There's 2 days that we've had some action on that level, and then we're all over the place here. Okay, a break above that is going to get me bullish and looking for, well, ultimately looking for 48,609. Okay, anyway guys, that's pretty much it for me today. Nothing more I can add to that. And watch out for the gap up. You could have a fairly strong gap up straight into an area up here, and then a bit of a pullback. And then if we do get this upper gap close, that definitely is an opportunity for me to start looking to see whether we're going to reject it. If we're going to reject it, short it is. If we're going to get through it, and find support at that level, then long it is. Okay, those are the two scenarios for me. I suppose the third scenario would be a flat open and then a rejection of this level to the downside here. So in other words, or alternatively sort of a flat open and then we come test the lows of yesterday and turn into a range. Okay, anyway, that's my plan of action for today. I hope that helps you, and we'll catch up with you later. Cheers for now.